I have a superpower to guarantee that every single one of my tosses will be heads on this coin. So right here, if I get in focus, the black side is heads, and this side, the copper side, is tails. Okay? So now I'll show you the flips. Heads, heads, heads. If you don't believe me, I can show you again on a different camera. We'll do it again. Heads, 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 every single time. This is the base principle of any day trading scam. Welcome back, mindful investors. In this video, I'll show you how to run a day trading scam. Whether it's Forex, stocks, or cryptos, it'll work for everything. It's a simple 6-step process. Let's get started. Number 1, the hook. We need a good monetary hook of maybe turning $10,000 into $5 million with a trading strategy. There are reasons behind these two numbers. The starting number has to be somewhat believable and affordable. If I just stated I can turn this $2 into $5 million, it sounds kind of absurd. It's kind of like the lottery ticket, which, as we all know, there's no skills or strategies involved. But if my starting principle is on the heftier side of maybe $10,000, then we can relate to it a little bit better, because that's the approximate amount we all started investing with, right? The destination number is a dream goal. Again, this number can't be ridiculously huge, but something that's more manageable, something that maybe our friends or relatives have. So where do we start? 500 million? No, that sounds a little bit scammy. What about 50 million? No, that's still a little bit far-fetched. 5 million. 5 million, that sounds about right. That number we can all relate to. Okay, so now we have the two numbers. The $10,000 to $5 million. Now with that tagline in place, we can move on to step number 2. Number 2, the story. Great, now that we have some audience, it's storytelling time. A great analogy would be Cinderella, the classic rags to riches anecdote. We need to put ourselves in the shoes of the target audience. Let's say a fresh grad doing a minimum paying job at a gas station, hates his life, then decided to change it by reading a bunch of books on day trading, and eventually developing our secret sauce that propelled us into the riches category. It needs to be inspiring, lots of colorful details with some tragic incident of how a family member needed money for surgery, but we just couldn't afford it. That struggle needs to be in place because it has a two-part effect. Number 1, it makes us more vulnerable. And number 2, it makes our drive just that much more ambitious. Who doesn't love an underdog Cinderella story, right? The time frame for this Cinderella story needs to be a little bit lengthy, maybe 10 to 15 years to make it more believable. Number 3, the results. Now we can throw some big numbers around. Since our day trading strategies are repeatable, we don't need to put out 10k profits on every single trade. Maybe just a couple $1,000s, or maybe like $500 a day type of thing without any efforts. We just can't show all winning plays. That may get a little bit suspicious, right? There's gotta be some losses here and there so we don't seem invincible. Nobody is. Again, we're shooting for realism. In this phase, we need to flex our secret sauce a little. We have to show some high-level trading software with an excessive amount of technical analysis variables, so any normal eye will be impressed with all our intelligent maneuvers, therefore luring them to want that secret sauce we're selling. While doing all this, we need to trash all other trading strategies to show how much better ours is. So we gotta ingrain the message that Warren Buffett's 10% per year is nothing. Our bulletproof strategy will get you 1% every single day. To show believable results, we need to do all these trades live. But wait, how is that possible? How can I possibly get 3 heads in a row every single time? Well, it's all statistics, right? Since the outcome of a coin is 50-50, the odds of getting 3 heads in a row is 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5, which is 12.5%. That means if I make my 3 flip sequence 100 times, I should get it about 13 times. I need to demonstrate this on the iPad. Okay, toss number 1. We have 2 outcomes, right? Outcomes being heads or tails. And the probability of each is 0.5, 0.5. On the next toss, same idea. Heads, tails, heads, tails. And the third level, same thing. And the probability of every flip is 0.5, so we go 0.5 here, 0.5 down here. Now we'll take a look at the critical path that we have, the 3 heads. So we are down here, 1, 2, 3. As we can see here, we have the 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5, right? So as we calculated before, that's 12.5%. But then all the other paths right here, all 7 of these paths are the failed attempts. So for every 8 possibilities down here, there's only 1 that succeeds, but 7 fails, right? This is exactly the same for any trade. I don't believe anyone can predict the price movements of any stock, Forex, or cryptos. But when we can manipulate the process, we can project whatever invincibility image that we want. In the case of the markets, prices can either go up or down, green or red, 50-50. So our 2 variables right here, it can be relabeled as up or down, red or green. It's all the same, 50-50. We just make 8 of these trade sequences and we should get the results that we want at least once. Then we just backwards engineer some technical analysis BS variables so that it seems like our trade signals work 100% of the time. It's that simple. There are a lot of skeptics out there, so we need to go above and beyond with our live trades. To do that, we just refresh our app, showing that these are real trades. But does that even matter? Because I can just have 8 different accounts, and all of these are paper trading accounts. Your audience can't tell if they're paper trading or real money. Even with real money, it doesn't matter because we can make it all back. We just need to establish a couple of these critical paths and reuse them over and over again because it's just a sales deck. And our existing clients probably won't be rewatching the sales pitch again. Number 4, the testimonials. It's one thing to say how great we are, but the best social proof is to have the students say the same thing. Say how our system has changed their lives, right? Possibly from overseas on Fiverr or Upwork, you can find a ton of people willing to do these testimonials for $5, $10. A good number for testimonials would be 4, because that's enough to cover different genders and races at different stages of life to relate to the mass market. The first type, young professionals getting up an hour early for a couple of winning trades. The second type, the single mom that can now take care of the kids while trading for an hour or 2 every single day. The third type, breadwinners that can supplement the middle class income and getting ready to retire. The fourth type, Lambos, ocean views, and traveling all over the world. There's a common thread between these 4 testimonials. It's the simple fact that our trading strategies has improved their lifestyles, freeing up their time and buying frivolous goods. Number 5, the free live seminars. The main objective of this is to show that we care about the community and it's not just all about a cash grab. We're willing to offer all this for free. Normally it costs $99, but for you, it's free. While doing this, we collect all the emails so we can continuously spam them in future dates of our future programs or our successful trades or new secret sauces, right? It's a sales funnel that never ends. We will host the live seminars every single week because they are actually all pre-recorded and the cost of running extra ones is almost free. Within these seminars, we will have a couple of our employees acting as potential customers to lurk in the chats, saying how great the program was and how helpful the instructor is. It's a great chance for us to sell from the inside and out. As always, from Sales 101, we need to create the urgency so people will sign up. And how do we do that? We need to offer some huge promo discounts. Let's say normally it costs $999, but for the first 100 customers that sign up, they get it for $199, an 80% discount. Think about that, we can't miss out on this opportunity. Within the chat room, we will have our employees loiter around, spamming how do I sign up, when is the next intake, etc. While we show the artificial countdown ticker, saying that people are signing up left and right, and the spots are getting very limited. Number 6, the course. It will show some basic textbook strategies and then a bunch of our fabricated strategies that we have developed over the years. In the disclaimer page, we need to have these clauses in place. Number 1, past performance does not guarantee future results. Number 2, your mileage may vary and that it takes years to master the strategies. Number 3, this is for entertainment purposes only. Within the exclusive private forums, we will have our employees posting their winning trades every now and then. But of course, they're disguised as new account members. Since all trades are ultimately 50-50, the customers will have winning streaks to enforce that the strategies are working. And then comes the losing streak. They would just recall all the winning trades from the community and blame it on their own bad luck. Eventually, the course will run out of steam. And that's when we need to recreate and rebrand a new scheme, possibly in a different sector. Let's say we started off with penny stocks, now we move to cryptos, or we move to Forex. It's all the same principles. Rinse and repeat. It'll work in any era because these get-rich schemes are so damn attractive. $10,000 to $5 million. There will always be new targets. Well, that's the gist of these day trading scams. Have I missed anything? It just sickens me because the people who are buying these programs are actually the people who needs this money the most, and they're preying on the weak. Think about it, as a young investor saving the 10K, maybe they needed to borrow this money from their friends and family. And the breadwinners who are digging themselves in a deeper hole. Think about how these scams will change their family dynamics and their future. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Over the years, I've seen these scams again and again, all over the world. Many times they're disguised with a different coding, but underneath, the base layer is all the same. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a damn duck. And what we do with ducks is that we eat it. We don't get scammed by damn ducks, okay? Drop me a like and subscribe if you found any value in the video. Thanks again for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.